Welcome to the Daily WIP, the show where we discover everyone is becoming a media company. On the show today, we're talking about brand versus message. Today, I was talking to a brand about them putting out a massive amount of content on Instagram. And it was a really interesting conversation. Over a few minutes, we were discussing what type of content should go on that platform based on what the goals they were trying to achieve. So a little bit of context. I won't say who it is, but the thing they were trying to do was they had really strong word of mouth. They had FOMO in the market, so if somebody saw that someone else had it, they were really very much into buying it. The buyer has the budget to buy the product, so it's a premium product, but it's priced at a level where they can just buy it without having to do huge justifications. It's a consumer product. And so what we delved into was to go, short form brand content on Instagram was going to be the answer for them. Not message-based, slightly longer format on, say, I don't know, their homepage or YouTube or pre-rolls or even TV or any of that stuff. So I think this is really interesting. So we'll go to the graph on the wall now. And really you've got four quadrants that you live within. You've got adverts, and then you go all the way down to social video, let's call it video, right? So advert video right down to social video on one side, and then the other scale that you can look at is to go message-based content versus brand-based content. And the really interesting thing here is that if you are always trying to be a message-based content producer, you're gonna limit yourself to only people who are able to pay true attention to what your content is doing. And what we're seeing is that people are not able to give their true attention to all content that you produce. They're much more viewing some of it, especially if it's on Instagram, as more of a wallpaper. That they're into your aesthetic and they're into how you're displaying things, but they don't need to know your messages. An example of a message is that if you're, say, a product company and you've got a new product out, your message is, hey, we've got this new product and it's available. Or you have updated services or whatever. You're having a special, 50% off for today, right? Message-based marketing. So that can usually work best around an advert. So whether the advert is, again, online, and this is basically where we think at the moment is online. So you might have message-based as a pre-roll to a YouTube video that's in the same theme, 50% off this thing now. So when you look at the four quadrants, you have advert brand work, then you have advert message work, and then you've got all the way down to social, let's call it social content, message work, and then social content brand work. And so a lot of what we're seeing in terms of mass content and just endless amounts of content on social channels, which is very bite-sized and very immediate, it's brand-based social videos. And so this can be, if it's a consumer good, say it's a hat, right? Let's get this hat. You might have something that is a spinning like an influencer of some sort, someone actually famous who's spinning a hat. And that might be, one of your 1,000 videos that you post out that is just to continually keep your attention. But the key thing there is that you have to do that piece of content in your style, in your theme, in the right art direction. And I see this happening as quite a lot of mistakes being made around going quick form, short form content being put out on social platforms can be like user generated and low budget or fluffy or all those things. And that's actually a massive mistake, because each one of those things erodes your brand and it erodes it pretty quickly. Imagine, for instance, you're scrolling through Instagram and there's a consumer brand that you really like and there's a beautiful piece of work which ties directly into how you think about them, and you're like, yeah, I want to be just like that sweatshirt. Oh, it's so good. And then the next one, yes, so good. And then it's like a user-generated shot of them putting a sweatshirt on, and it's all badly lit, and it's out the back by the bins, and the sound is all just, and you can't hear them talking, and you're just like, God damn. But it's posted by the brand, and you just go, oh, that's gross. And then it's like an amateur photo shoot done by somebody in the brand team in the kitchen where there's no light, of somebody doing like a boomerang video, wearing a sweatshirt, laughing, and just badly lit, and you're just like, God damn, that's collapsing in my mind. You have a couple of those, and you're like, oh, I don't want to hang around with those anymore, and you might hit unfollow. And it's really that quick. And then you lose, I don't know, 5% of your followers, of which 10% of those were going to buy stuff off you. So you're literally losing money every time you make that sort of bet. So you've got message-based and then you've got brand-based. Message-based is so much more around like immediate things that are happening. Like you're having a special, or you've got a new feature, or you've got a new product, or whatever it is. And it's kind of like, in my personal view, that's kind of old-fashioned marketing. It's that whole thing of, hey, pay attention to us, we're going to talk about us, and here's some stuff about us. And you're like, yeah, but you know, that's okay, I guess. And then even if they use a customer to talk about it, it's still a customer talking about the brand versus the customer just talking about the customer. And so I don't know, I'm sort of like going against message-based marketing and just wanting people just to do like 100% brand. This is just maybe just a theme, but 100% brand-based, short-form brand-based work to just set the tone for your company, so that every time you see these things, you're like, oh yeah, ooh, that feels right. And then within there, you've also got your educational-based content marketing, which is stuff of interest that people can learn about that sits around what you're selling. You know, for example, if you were selling to parents and you were selling a consumer good, you might do educational stuff about being a parent, even though it's got nothing to do with your consumerized good that you sell to them because of the kid wants it, like a toy or something. But it's, you capture the audience, they're giving you attention, and then they start to follow you on your brand message. They're like, oh, I agree with how you're positioning that object of desire for my kid, and I trust you because, you know, I'm hanging around with you all the time thinking about parenting. I'm going to go and buy it, right? So none of that was message-based marketing. It was just pure educational-based content marketing, and then brand content, and then a buy. And so that's kind of how I'm seeing it at the moment. It's a current theory. So if you have any counter thoughts to any of this stuff, just make some comments below. Happy to argue. And of course, subscribe, because there's much more of this stuff coming. New video every day. And it's Monday, overcast, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be a little bit nicer. Okay, see you later.